Hello students, welcome to the part 3 of the class 10 physics. Today we are going to discuss principle of movements and center of gravity. Let's start. Last time we have seen that if a body is acted upon by two equal but opposite forces at two different points of action, then it tends to produce a couple which tends to rotate the body in a particular direction. For example, in this case, both forces are producing their own turning effect, but both turning effects are produced in the anti-clockwise direction, due to which body has a tendency to rotate in the anti-clockwise direction. But if we reverse the direction of the force at the point A, so that both the forces at A and B now are acting in the same direction, in this case we can see clearly that force at A is trying to produce the clockwise movement in the body, but the force at the point B is trying to produce anti-clockwise movement. So again, both forces are producing their own turning effect, but the turning effect now in this case for both the forces is in the opposite direction. One trying to rotate the body clockwise, other in the anti-clockwise direction. And because both the forces are at the same distance from the pivotal point, so in this case magnitude of the turning effect for both the forces is same, so they exactly cancel each other, so there is no turning effect in the body remains in the state of equilibrium. This is our basic of the principle of movements, that whenever a body is acted upon by two or more forces about the pivotal point in such a way that total clockwise movements produced by the forces about the pivotal point are exactly same as that of the total anti-clockwise movements produced by the few forces about the same pivotal point, in that case the body remains in the state of equilibrium. So we can state our principle of movement that in the equilibrium the resultant movement of all the forces acting on a body about the axis of rotation is 0. Or if the algebraic sum of movements of all the forces acting on the body about the axis of rotation is 0, then body is in the equilibrium. Or in equilibrium, sum of all the anti-clockwise movements is always equal to the sum of all the clockwise movements. So we can state the principle of movement in different forms. You can use any of the statement according to your choice, but one thing important, as I have highlighted in the statement also, that you must write these things that in the state of equilibrium. If you are not writing it, it will be an incomplete statement. So let's try to write the same statement mathematically. So here we have a body pivoted at the point O, which is acted upon by the forces F1, F2 and F3 respectively at A, B and C. Force F1 and F2, they are trying to produce anti-clockwise movement. Force F3 is trying to produce a clockwise movement. So if body is in the state of equilibrium, this means that total anti-clockwise movement produced by forces F1 and F2, it must be equal to total clockwise movement produced by the force F3. So movement of F1 at A about O plus movement of F2 at B about O must be equal to movement of F3 at C about O. That is F1 into L plus F2 into M must be equal to F3 into N. So using this principle, we can solve some of the basic simple numerical problems. Let us try to understand how to use the principle of movement. So here we have a problem. A uniform meter rule is balanced at 58 centimeter mark when weight of 20 gram force is suspended from one end. Draw the diagram of arrangement and find the weight of the rule. So here is the problem, that we have a 1 meter long stick and we had to find out its weight with the condition that the stick is balanced at 58 centimeter mark when 20 gram force is suspended from the one end. For doing these kinds of problem, first we have to understand, if a uniform meter stick is there, 100 centimeter long stick is there, then its own weight is always acting at the midpoint of the stick, that is at the 50 centimeter mark. According to the condition given, this black little triangle is actually showing the pivotal point, which is at 58 centimeter mark. So if we are not having the pivotal point at 50 but at 58 centimeter mark, then the weight of the body itself is going to produce an anti-clockwise movement. So in order to counterbalance that anti-clockwise movement, as it is given in the question, a weight of 20 gram force is suspended from one end. Which end? 0 centimeter or 100 centimeter? Obviously at 100 centimeter, because W weight of the stick itself is producing anti-clockwise movement. So in order to counterbalance it, 20 gram force weight must produce clockwise movement. That is possible only when it is hanged from the 100 centimeter mark. So if we apply the principle of movement, the movement produced by the weight at 50 centimeter about 58 centimeter mark must be equal to movement produced by the 20 gram force at 100 centimeter mark about 58 centimeter mark. That is W into. We know that movement of force is force into perpendicular distance between point of action of force and the pivotal point. So W weight is acting at 50 centimeter mark. Pivotal point is at 58 centimeter mark. So the difference between the two will be 58 minus 50. On to the right side, 20 gram force is acting at 100 centimeter mark. So its distance from the pivotal point will be 100 minus 58. So we have the equation W into 58 minus 50 equal to 20 into 100 minus 58, which on solving gives the weight of the stick as 105 gram force. So in this way we can solve the simple numerical problems based upon the principle of movement. Now let's get back to the last topic, that is center of gravity. But before starting with that, some of the basic points which we have to remember. We know that the gravity of the earth attracts every object towards its center. We call this force as the weight of the body. We all know about it. And when such a force acts on a body at any point on its surface, we call that point as the point of action of force. So every object, whenever acted upon by any force at certain point, the point is known as the point of action of force. This means that when weight of the body or the force of gravity of the earth also acts on to the some day-to-day life objects, there must be some point of action of that force of gravity onto the objects. In order to understand what is center of gravity, we assume that our given body, for which we are trying to find center of gravity, and what is center of gravity, we assume that the given body is made up of large number of smaller point size particles which are known as the constant particles. Just like we studied that matter is made up of atoms of the molecule, we assume that we divide our body into even smaller number of particles which are known as the constant particles. All these particles respectively are also attracted towards the center of the earth due to this gravitational force, and force of gravity on all these particles is same and also parallel to each other, because the body we are considering and these constant particles we are considering, their size is very small as compared to that of the earth. For example, we are trying to find the center of gravity for this meter stick. We assume that this meter stick is made up of these few number of constant particles of the body, and each particle has its own weight W. So when gravity acts on each individual particle, it is trying to pull each individual particle towards the center of the earth with the help of the force which we are showing here with the help of arrows pointing in vertically downward direction. So where is the point of action of force? For each individual particle, constant particle, the point of action of the force is at the location of a individual particle. So if we label the particles as 1, 2, 3, 4, so on, then weight of each individual particle has its point of action of force, that is weight, at the location of only that particular particle. So here we get an important point, that even if weight or the force of gravity is acting on our day-to-day life objects or onto the constant particles of the body, if they have the point of action of the force, then where should be the point at which the total weight of the body should be acting? That is, for example, in this case, if we have considered that these constant particles when acted upon by force of gravity, they have their respective point of action of the weights or the forces. Then instead of considering these individual particles, if we consider the total weight of the body, which is also a force of gravity acting towards the center of earth, then where is the location of that point of action of force? That's what we are trying to find, and that single point at which the total weight, that is the force of gravity on all of the meter stick, is acting, that we call it as the center of gravity. So at what point the total weight of the body is acting, which we will be calling later as the center of gravity, we are trying to find that. So in order to determine that location of that particle, we suppose that first particle present on the left side is the location of the center of gravity. So this means that if we make this point or the particle as the pivotal point, in that case no particle is further present to the left side, but all the particles are present onto the right side because they are acted upon by the force of gravity. So they all produce a net movement, that is in the anti-clockwise movement. So body do not remain in the state of equilibrium and it stays down. So if we shift this pivotal point or this so-called center of gravity point to the right side and we take it as a particle number 2, then we see that one particle is onto the right side of it and few particles are present onto the left side. In this case, there is one particle only producing on the right side, producing only clockwise movement, and few particles onto the left side producing only the anti-clockwise movement. Again, because anti-clockwise movement is bigger, again the body tilts and rotates in the anti-clockwise direction. What will happen if we take the central particle, the location of central particle as the center of the gravity? In this case, if this is the location of the center of gravity, it will divide the full meter stick or the body into two equal halves, such that few of the particles will be present on left side and some particle will be present on to the right side, such that if this is the pivotal point, then for every particle, constant particle present onto the left side of the body, there will be a corresponding particle present onto the right side, such that both of these particles will not only be having same amount of weight, but they will also be present at the same distance from this pivotal point or the center of the gravity. If this is the case, when they are going to produce their respective movements, although they will try to produce movement one in clockwise and other in the anti-clockwise direction, but because their forces, that is the weight W, is same and they are also at the same distance from the pivotal point, so net movement in this case is 0. This is what we are trying to find out. This, which is an important property of a center of gravity, that center of gravity is that point at which total weight of the body is supposed to be acting in such a fashion that if body is suspended or hanged or if it is pivoted at this particular point, then no net movement is produced inside the body. That is, body remains in the state of equilibrium. So in this case, center of gravity of a body is the point about which the algebraic sum of the moments or the weights of all the particles constituting the body is 0. So in this case, if any object is suspended or pivoted at its center of gravity, then any movement that can be produced inside it without applying any external force onto it is only by the weight of the constant particles of the body. And if in this case the pivotal point is exactly the center of the gravity location, then body will remain in the state of equilibrium. Position of this center of gravity of a body of a given mass, it depends upon the shape of the body. That is, how the mass of the particles is distributed inside the body. So if the body is regular in shape, if it is having a regular geometry plus the mass is uniformly distributed inside it, then the center of gravity will always be lying at its geometrical center. But if body is an irregular in shape or mass is not distributed uniformly, then the center of gravity will not be lying at the center of the body, but it will be more or less shifted towards the heavier side. For example, you might have experienced that when we try to move some of the heavier stones, then it is very easy for us sometimes to move the stone from one side of it, but very difficult to move it from some other side. That's all because of the center of gravity location. Position of a center of gravity of a body can lie inside the body or it may also lie outside of the body. For example, if we try to look square, triangle, parallelogram or rectangle. In case of square, rectangle and the parallelogram, the point at which the diagonals are intersecting, that is the center of the gravity. In case of triangle, where the medians are intersecting, that is the center of gravity. And in this case, because they are the solid objects, so here center of gravity lies inside the body. This is an example of a circle. For example, a ring. In case of ring, the mass is only present at the circumference. No mass is present at the center. So in this case, the center of gravity lies at the center of the ring, which is the case of COG lying outside the body. This is a solid disk where mass is fully present inside the area of the circle. So in this case, again, center of gravity at the center of the metal disk, which is lying inside the body. Cylinder. For cylinder, center of gravity lies along the axis right at the midpoint. If the cylinder is a solid cylinder, center of gravity will be inside the cylinder, but if it is a hollow cylinder, center of gravity will be outside the cylinder, because at the location of the center of gravity point, no mass of the cylinder is present over there. In case of rod, center of gravity lies at geometrical center. What is the importance of center of gravity? Always remember that whenever a body is suspended from its center of gravity, it always remains in the balanced position. That means the movements produced by the weights of the constant particles of the body about this center of gravity point always cancel each other, which makes the body remain in the equilibrium state. So, I hope you will try to understand about the use of the principle of movement as well as the center of gravity. We will meet in the next topic, that is uniform circular motion. Thank you.